Hi, I've got the Viper, and why you ask? Because I've got tired of charging my mouse every week, and every other brand will sell you basically the same hardware and software with slightly different skin on top of it, and I don't want to buy yet another Logitech mouse because they made a great product once and proceeded to do nothing about it. So I would like to give a Razer a chance. But before, I have to clarify. I work for Pulsar now, but they don't have any say over this channel. Everything I say, right or wrong, is going to be purely my opinion, and I try to be non-biased as always, but set your expectations, I guess. Okay, let's get modding. We are starting off with 55 grams. And first thing to note is they're not using Phillip head screws, so good luck opening it if you don't have the correct screwdriver. Look at this PCB, it's tiny, and a huge antenna. Okay, and now we're going back to Phillips head screws. Come on, don't break. Okay. Oh no, the main buttons are riveted, so we're not gonna be able to take them out, I guess. Here are the main buttons. It is basically same as the Superlight. Here's the one from Superlight. And they are using their optical switches, which are not compatible with any other switches, except for heya, but why would you downgrade your mouse? And weight of the PCB is 3 grams. Let's compare it to Superlight. 3.3. So we're losing some weight here. And the wheel is 1.8 grams. And look at the inner skeleton. I feel like they did a great job at reducing weight. Here's the one from first gen Superlight as a comparison. 3.5 grams, wow. It is quite light. Yeah, Superlight skeleton is like 9 grams already. And even if you remove some weight, it's going to be about 6 grams. So I think they did a great job at making a skeleton that is super light. Let's check the weight of the PCB. It is 6 grams without the switches and 9 grams with the switches. Well, I wouldn't say it's extremely light because Crazy Light's PCB is about 7 grams, if I remember correctly. And battery capacity is 306 milliamps an hour. 5 grams for a battery. And the base plate is going to be about 8 grams. Well, let's make it lighter then. Let me take a picture of inner parts so I'll know what I can and what I cannot remove. And let's make a sketch. Shall we? And to come up with the concept, I needed a 3D file of the Viper, for which I usually use this scan database on printables.com by Scout339. They've got a huge list of 3D scans from all manufacturers, very useful if you're into modding, but I couldn't find one for the Viper V3 Pro, so I had to download the Viper V2 scan and quickly modify it to somewhat resemble the Viper V3. If you think it is overkill, you're right. Most of the things I do on this channel is overkill, but that's not the point. Now we've got a 3D file and we can start trying out new concepts. Well, it is midnight now and my brain is refusing to elaborate anymore, but I did my best to go around mounting points like here and here, and this should look fine on the real mouse too, I hope. Also Razer, please make your logo smaller next time. Okay, let's go and try to duplicate it on the real mouse. I want to get the buttons out. When I was sketching a concept, I've started to chisel away from the rivets, and I think it is possible to get them out. Finally. I've got it out. Let's put it back again and test if there's gonna be any more wobble. No wobble at all, as it was before. So why are they using rivets? I have no idea. Now we can check the weight of the main shell. $17 grams, what? And the buttons are 2.7, 5.6. They are kind of strong for their weight. But what is this? Huh? Wait, I have to check. What was the weight of this? 11 grams. Is it the thickness of it? Oh, it might be. It is 1.1 millimeter thick. Yep. Basically, they're using pretty thick shell compared to other mice. That's why it is heavier. Well, let's start from the base plate and let's see where we can go from there. Also, if you want to carve out your own mouse, here's a hint. It's okay if the edges looks jagged. Just put a slight pressure on the edge and then just go like this. And when I'm done carving, I like to take my tweezers that is made out of metal and just remove all of the remaining plastic. Here we go. Now I just have to repeat this same process. .3. So we've removed 1.7 grams so far, and I don't think I can remove much more than this. Yep, here's the final bottom shell, at least for now. I'm gonna stop here. Now let's do the fun part. And I am planning to start from removing this plastic, because as far as I know it is just for holding down the battery, and it doesn't have any structural integrity to the mouse. Ta-da! How's that mod for you? Well, I've got a problem now. I cannot line up these beams. This one is slightly offset because of the mounting points. Let me show it on a darker background so you can see better. Yeah. What do I do now? I have no idea. Well, I gave up. It's gonna be slightly off-centered. Here's a different look from sides. I'm fine with it. Let me go and freestyle the rest of it. Yep, I think that's about it. There's not much I can remove left. I might go and clean it up a little bit, but this is gonna be the final top shell. Just 13.8 grams, so it's a little bit more than 3 grams removed. It's time. Also, I didn't really do anything with the middle skeleton because there's nothing I can really do. It is already super lightweight. Good job, Razor! Let's see if we've introduced any more wobble. And let's check the weight. We've started off as 22 grams and now 19.2. So about less than 3 grams removed. Okay. I also really liked the middle mouse switch when I used it for a while. I'm not sure which switches they are. They just say D. And just notice the side buttons are also D switches. Do you see a screw? What if I do this? Very sneaky. It found its place. Yep, click feels are the same. As good as those Razer optical switches get. Let's slap some skates on it. Let's see. Please be 45, please be 45, please be 45. Oh, 47 grams. Well, here you go. 47 grams is not that crazy, especially if you compare it to something like a Crazy Light. Look who signed it. But it is a very well built mouse. Sadly, if you're here for a super light fingertip mouse, this is not it. It is too big to pull off a proper fingertip grip comfortably. And if you're not looking for a fingertip mouse, hello, welcome to this channel. Change your grip style, please. But I cannot compare the battery life just coming out of vibes, so I've 3D printed this cover for a PC fan, so I can reliably compare it to the other mice in a controlled manner. We're gonna be doing real science now. And initially I wanted to compare it to my X2F, since they have similar battery capacity, but I couldn't get an accurate readings on the battery levels of X2F. So I've decided to test it against my Crazy Light. And the test itself is to fully saturate the sensor and see how long will it take to drain half of the battery. And why half of the battery, you ask? Because I've got bored, it took too long. And for the results, Crazy Light took about 5.5 hours and Razer took about 8.5 hours. So on maximum stress, if both of them had similarly sized battery, both would perform in the same ballpark. But however, on less demanding load, power consumption seems to be great so far. I can't say if it is Logitech good, but it is holding up really good. And that's all I've got for you. Let me know if you like this mouse, or hate it, or both. And peace!